have to allow ourselves to be seen. So Renee was ready to break this down and with research knock this upside the head. Those are her words. 1 year turned into 6, thousands of stories, interviews, focus groups, poring over photocopies of people's journals, thousands of pieces of data, and ultimately she divided all of her subjects into 2 categories. And she found that the factor dividing these was worthiness. And if you have a strong sense of love and belonging, if you believe you are worthy of love and belonging, you will experience love and belonging. And this is where you find the wholehearted. And this is where you find Dano and Nicole. The entire group had something in common, and it was courage. Cor comes from the Latin word heart. Courage is telling the story of who you are with your whole heart, basically the courage to be imperfect. They had compassion, to be kind to themselves first and then to others, and we can't be kind to others if we aren't kind to ourselves, and connection, which is the result of authenticity. And this is where you're willing to let go of who you think you should be in order to be who you are. Lastly, you need to fully embrace vulnerability. The wholehearted believe that what makes you vulnerable makes you beautiful. The willingness to say I love you first, to do something where there are no guarantees. The willingness to breathe through, waiting for the doctor to call. Investing everything in a relationship that may or may not work out. This will work out. This is a fundamental to the wholehearted, and you're going to choose a path today. To be vulnerable, the core of shame and fear and struggle of worthiness, but also the birthplace of joy, creativity, belonging, and love. So Dano has a scripture that he wants to share. It's near and dear to his heart.
So everything I've ever learned about love, I learned from my parents, my grandparents, and my pops always said the best thing about marriage is when you have joy, it's doubled, and your misery or your sorrow is halved because you share it together. And I'd like to share my mom's verse that she loves so much, 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. And there's another part of it, the portion 13. So it says, now faith, hope, and love abide, these 3, but the greatest of these is love. And my favorite is Joshua 1:9. And there's a reason why this is in the Bible 365 days. 365 times, because it equals 365 days. And it says, be strong and courageous, do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is is with you wherever you go.
Dano and Nicole have written their vows to each other.
What do you think?
You didn't cry.
Oh, I
Dano, you are proof that good things come to those who wait. And B, you were worth it. From the moment you danced into my life, I knew you were someone I wanted in my life for the rest of my life. From the beginning, you showed me such kindness. You got tight. From the beginning, you showed me such kindness and care with every word and every action. You showed me the meaning of unconditional love, and expected nothing in return. You waited patiently, despite the obvious growing love in your eyes, while I got to know you and began to trust you. It took a year and the gentle hand of Chihuahua to lead me across the bridge beyond friendship. Eventually, I found my way to your heart and allowed you in mine. Since the B-52's concert, when you leaned over to Solly and told him you were going to marry the girl dancing over there in the sunlight, just before I came back from dancing and asked if we could have this forever. Since then, we've been building our relationship, grounded in love and uplifted with laughter. You've been by my side in times of fear, frustration, absolute polarity, and triumph, always with a positive point of view and a bright smile on your face. Your unwavering courage, tenacity, and free spirit are a constant inspiration. With you by my side, I believe in myself more and more each day, and continue to grow into the person I dream of being. Every day is filled with immense joy, beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so blessed to be able to love you and be loved by you. I promise to take care of you and your kind heart. I promise to support your dreams and your goals or aims. In the unprecedented event that you feel blue, I promise to lift you up. I promise to send you love with each lid I find open. I promise to love Solly every step of the way. I promise to smile at you as much as possible each day. I promise to always be open and honest with you. And above all, I promise to always love you and cherish you. You are my heart, Lava. And I was supposed to be holding a tag and give it to you and say you're in.
Good luck following that. Nicole, this is one of those spectacular days we have in our togetherness which knocks my socks off. The only difference is now, from this extraordinary moment, we are bound together with our hearts and to God for all of eternity. I don't consider this moment to be the finish line. Nope. This is our beginning. It's our leap of faith, our step-off point, and I want to soar the skies with you. I'm not afraid to fly high because no sun could be as brilliant as our love is. I know of no greater gift to give you than those born of the heart. When we take flight from here for the rest of your life, you will never fly alone. You will continue to know my infinite, unconditional love for you. You have my support, sweet dove, to fly as high as you can and know that our nest is our sanctuary. I fly. I pledge my loyalty to you and be certain it is my highest virtue. Finally, I do promise to make better attempts at properly securing lids on jars.
He was actually doing better this week.
As your love is my anchor and your faith and trust is my strength beams. The rings that we give each other today affirms this foundation of trust, of love, of forgiveness, acceptance, and understanding we have co-created together in our relationship. I am so grateful for your love and your kindness and your Dano care. Animal care. Is that okay? All right. Thank you for choosing me to be your husband. Thank you for entrusting me with your tender heart. And then we laughed, of course.
Nicole, will you keep Dano as your favorite person? To laugh with him, to go on adventures with him, to support him through life's tough moments, to be proud of him, to grow old with him, and to find new reasons to love him every day? Dano, will you keep Nicole as your favorite person? To laugh with her, to go on adventures with her, to support her through life's tough moments, to be proud of her, to grow old with her, and to find new reasons to love her every day?
I will.
Dano and Nicole, does your heart beat solely for this person?
Yes.
Will the congregation please rise? A marriage needs the support of a community. So you, Nicole and Dano's friends and family, do you promise to support them in their marriage, loving them and encouraging their love for each other? Thank you. You can sit down. Just want to get the blood moving. I'm a teacher. I know you can only sit for 17 minutes unless you need a brain break. It's okay. Did you hear them? Because they have your back. And so do I. The pledges that you've just made are a statement of present intent and commitment, and they cannot endure unless you make them endure. The spoken word holds no hidden power by itself, for we are not wizards. Human ingenuity has not yet devised an unbreakable vow. We've developed law and consciousness as keepers of sacred pledges, but ultimately, true pledges of love are kept out of hard work and choice. So it is not words or institutions that we appeal at this moment of commitment, but to the resources upon which you can draw from within yourself and all of us. So, they have rings. You've both chosen rings to wear as a reminder of these promises. People often say wedding bands are a perfect circle with no beginning and no end, but these rings did have a beginning. The stones were formed a long time ago within the earth, and eventually a series of lucky events caused them to rise to the surface where someone dug them up, and metal was then liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees, molded, cooled, painstakingly polished. Something beautiful was made from raw elements. And love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings, and through a combination of serendipity and effort, imperfect beings shape into something that's extraordinary. It's the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. And as you look at these rings over the years, I hope you remember that. You've created something invaluable. And just as I know you'll protect these rings, I'm confident you'll protect the commitment that you've made to each other today. So, friends and family, I need your help again. So I have their rings, and there's a tradition of warming the rings. So we need to warm these rings up. Basically, will you send your love and your intentions and your good wishes? We're going to pause for our wishes for this couple and for their future together. And these rings will not just be a gift from one to another, but they will be the gift with the love and the support and the wisdom of us. Thank you. Will you take each other's right hand? These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong, full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day. As you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours together as you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, with the slightest touch of comfort from you like none other. Bring you water in the middle of the night before you even wake up. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief racks your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe tears away from your eyes, tears of sorrow, tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged will still be reaching for yours, and giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a kiss. So Dano, we warmed it up for you. Will you put this ring on Nicole's finger? Will you repeat after me? With this ring, I give you my promise
With this ring, I give you my promise.
that from this day forward, I will give you all my love,
From this day forward, I will give you all my love,
and you shall not walk alone.
and you shall not walk alone.
I have no greater gift to give,
I have no greater gift to give.
as your love is my anchor,
Your love is my anchor.
and your trust is my strength.
Your trust is my strength.
May my heart be your shelter, and my arms be your home.
May my heart be your shelter, and my arms be your home.
As this ring has no end or beginning, so shall my love be for you.
As this ring has no end or beginning, so shall my love be for you.
As I place it on your finger, I give you all that I am,
As I place it on your finger, I give you all that I am,
and all that I shall become.
and all that I shall
Nicole, we warmed it up for you.
Thank you.
Will you put this ring on Dano's finger? With this ring, I give you my promise
This ring I give you my promise
that from this day forward, I will give you all my love,
that from this day forward I will give you all my love,
and you shall not walk alone.
and you shall not walk alone.
I have no greater gift to give,
I have no greater gifts to give.
as your love is my anchor,
Your love is my anchor,
and your trust is my strength.
and your trust is my strength.
May my heart be your shelter,
May my heart be your shelter,
and my arms be your home.
and my arms be your home.
As this ring has no end or beginning,
As this ring has no end and no beginning,
so shall my love for you be.
so shall my love for you.
As I place it on your finger, as I place it on your finger,
As I place it on your finger,
I give you all that I am,
I give you all that I am,
and all that I shall become.
and all that I shall become.
Sully has a gift.
So Solly and I have this. I think we should do it at the reception.
I think so.
We have
I think
this
it should
funny
be-
like potato dance that we do. I don't know, it's a thing. Teenage boys, I'm learning all about it. And so Solly has a gift for me, and I said, "Is it a potato?" And it actually is. It's a silver one on a chain, so well played, sir. I love it. Wait, it's hot.
Hey, George. We can bring our little friends over here, please.
Cool. So we have an awesome up here, awesome selection of butterflies that have emerged throughout today. and we will be releasing them into this environment. You can probably tell this is a tropical environment. All of these guys you can see on this map come from the tropics. So we get these shipped in from different butterfly farms. They add to conservation in those areas. I'm going to put a glove on so I don't damage their wings in any way. And we'll go ahead and start releasing. And if the photographer wants to come up, I'm going to place some on them and you can get some really great pictures. We're not supposed to, but we just want to. And I added about like 10 more in here. So we have a few different wing formations that I'll point out at first. So this is a bird wing. This is a common yellow bird wing. Right there. So that's a bird wing wing formation. This right here is a greater Mormon swallowtail. You can see the swallowtail formation wing coming up there. So if you ever see that, that's a swallowtail. So this one's probably good to go. Oh, I would have been done wrong. This is a blue morpher right here. This is a little precarious. So I will go ahead and see that one. This one's really cool. We have a few more in here. That one's really beautiful blue on the inside there. Indigenous native to Africa. I mean, Mexico, I'm saying. And then we have a few of these little scarlet peacocks. And these guys are some of my favorites. Let's see, I'm going to try to get a couple on both views. Guys, oh, they're flying away. So this one right here is a sun tiger. You'll see these guys throughout Colorado. This one's really beautiful too. Let's see, what else we got in here? This is a male sun tiger, swallowtail. See how beautiful the twins are right there? Absolutely beautiful. Oh, that's a good one. I would know too. Where would you like it? I'm sorry.
Just do it.
There you go. I'm going to just start placing the bunch on you. Hold on, Mr. Owl. So this is an owl. He doesn't want to hold on, so he's going to fly. This is a really nice swallowtail, or sun tiger as well. Let's see. Oh, this one's going to be a really bright orange. Kind of orange, kind of crush. Ooh.
All this.
This is a white morpho, related to the blue morpho that is I tried to place. We are allowed to breed these guys, so this one's a really kind of nice. I'm going to try to show you guys. A really nice kind of pearly white, really beautiful. So every butterfly has a specific host plant. Please fly. A host plant that it has to have to reproduce. Like monarchs have to have a milkweed, or else they will mate, but they won't reproduce their egg and won't produce caterpillars. So we only have the host plants for 2 species of butterfly in here, the owl and the white morpho, which you just saw. If we didn't, all this would be eaten by caterpillars in a matter of months. Moths, you may have seen in our moth chamber, we only release the male moths. We keep the female moths in there. Because they aren't species specific on what plants they will lay their eggs on. They would lay it on anything and everything, and this would be all gone in a matter of months. So that would be terrible. So we make sure we don't release one sex of the moth. I'm gonna go ahead and start placing some more. Get a little sun tiger party going.
Party on my shoulder.
And then this is a paper kite right here. A nice kind of big white. So we had a really big problem with these guys coming out deformed. Wings were deformed. We had anywhere from like 80 to a 90% failure rate. So we determined that we needed to increase the humidity. So we put them in a kind of a flatware container and strung them to the top and put paper towels in there and increased the humidity to around like 100%. And we had almost a 100% success rate. So we figured it out. It's definitely interesting being in this climate when it's like negative 15 degrees outside and like 0% humidity, and it's 80 degrees in here and 70% humidity. So this building is really old. We are hopefully moving facilities.
This is good for them.
There's one by your feet.
Let's get my grandma. Oh, beautiful. Good job. This one's really cool too. This one is going to be really kind of green on the outside. This is the tail J.
I wish these guys would stick around because I really love these scarlet peacocks.
They're tiny little ones, but they're so vibrantly colored. This is maybe another kind of bright orange. You guys remember what this wing formation is? You guys are pros. You could do this yourself.
Yes! Thumbs down, guns out.
Yeah, I'm gonna really try to get this guy to stay somewhere.
Actually, we do.
There we go. So that is all of them. Feel free to kind of check everything out and kind of have a look around. The lights are changing colors. It's really beautiful. Just watch where you're walking. Butterflies will be everywhere and anywhere. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, I'll get out of the way. Yeah, no problem. I'm forgetting something over there.
So, Nicole and Dano want to be sure that you join them for the reception, tapas and drinks at Ambly. I don't know how to say it. I practiced 100 times. I'm so sorry. Ambly. Okay.
Got it.
They're expecting us at 9:30. So feel free to, you can begin, they got a thing for me and I get it confused. You can begin entering at 9:15. But feel free to walk around the conservatory and see this building and enjoy it. This is an Apache blessing, and it comes with a blessing from an Apache friend. Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter for the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth for the other. Now there will be no loneliness, for each of you will be a companion for the other. Now you are two persons, but there is only one life before you. May beauty surround you both in the journey ahead and through all the years.
Okay.
May happiness be your companion and your days together be good and long upon the earth. And this is what Brené Brown says. We cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be deeply seen and known. And when we honor the spiritual connection that grows from that offering with trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Love is not something that we give or get, it is something that we nurture and grow. A connection that can only be cultivated between two people when it exists within each of them. We can only love ourselves as much as we can only love others as much as we love ourselves. So, this is my hope for you, my wish for you, and my blessing for you. Let yourselves be seen, deeply seen, vulnerably seen. May you love with your whole heart, even though there is no guarantee. And may you practice gratitude and joy and lean into the joy. Can you love this person this much? Can you believe in this as passionately? Can you be as fierce about this? To feel this vulnerable makes you alive. And to believe that you're enough. So I am so honored. By the power invested in me, in the state of Colorado, I introduce you, for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Welton. You may kiss the bride.
Oh, they were so happy to finally meet above the sea. All together now their love grew and grew. No longer were they all alone with aloha, then you're home. And when you visit them, this is what they say. I have a dream, I hope come true, that you'll grow old with me, and I'll grow old with you. We thank